How's Deshaun feeling? Is there anything else you can tell us about what he's doing?
Nothing else I can tell you. He's feeling okay. He's doing good, but I have no updates there.
Is this something that you knew when you recruited him? He might have to manage or deal with going into this year.
We knew about his past. We knew about his health from the past, but thought that he was okay.
Does that, I don't know if the plan initially was to have him and Cam play together a lot. Does that, how does that change that plan? Is Cam just exclusively a 5 again for you?
No, that was the plan, to have them play together. We had done a lot of stuff this summer with that. But, we've made some adjustments, and Cam will play all over.
What about Papa? What kind of steps has he taken this offseason?
He's made huge steps, huge strides. He's looking a little bit more like the guy he was in high school and prior to the injury. He's not favoring the leg anymore. He's not thinking about it, and he's made a jump. And so we're excited about him. The biggest thing is he's got to be able to play without fouling to be able to be on the floor. But he's played with great energy, and he's gotten better.
What have you learned about Roman just in his time here on campus?
Well, he's been here now for a little bit over a month. He was unfortunately not able to be here this summer with us. He's gotten better in the month that he's been here. It's amazing, in talking to him, this is the first time he's just done basketball exclusively without the rugby, and just how much better he's gotten in the short amount of time that he's been here. I think the thing that I've been pleasantly surprised by with him is his feel for the game. I didn't get a chance to watch Roman live. One of my assistants did, went over and watched him in the U19s. But we saw a lot of tape, watched a lot of film, and that's something you can't really tell on film. Obviously, you see how hard he plays and the physicality, but he actually has a pretty good feel. And as he's getting acclimated to basketball in the United States, I think that's improving as well. But and he plays hard. He's really physical, and he has an edge about him, which is something that we love.
When you say he has a feel for the game, where does that show up?
I think his passing. I think that's the biggest thing. Again, like I said, watching tape, you don't know that. But in watching him pass the ball, watching him make reads on some of his drives, some of his cuts, and things like that.
Go ahead.
How much can you define a position for a guy that is that athletic?
Yeah, you don't. I try not to define positions for a lot of guys. I want them to be basketball players and teach them how to be basketball players and teach them how to, do multiple things on the court, the guys that are capable of doing that. We think Roman can become a guy that's capable of doing that. He's a guy that can, get a defensive rebound and start a break for us. He is very good in transition. And so we want to utilize that. He's a guy that also, he can really run. And so you can hit ahead to him. Because of his size, he can post. So he can run the floor in transition and early post. Those are things that he can do. As he improves his shooting, being able to do things from the trail spot, being able to do things on pick and pop. If there's a smaller guy on him, being able to post him. And so with a guy like him, and Cam has grown where he's able to do some things like that now too, where he's not just exclusively 15, 17 feet and in. He's expanded his game some where he can do some of those things. Cam has always been a good passer, and he's even more confident in doing those things now.
What are the biggest improvements from Cam this offseason?
I think his conditioning. His first 2 years of college, I think he averaged about 17 to 18 minutes a game, 17 one year, 18 the other year. And we needed him to play 28 to 32. And as the season went on, he wore down. And I thought he was good last year. I thought early he was really good. And I thought at the end he struggled a little bit. But I think a big part of it was that he was worn down. It's a big difference from playing 18 minutes a game to playing 30 minutes a game. I think the conditioning part is better. Because the conditioning part is better, I think the confidence in his game is better. You know, he's shooting the basketball better. He's not hurried. He's not rushed as much anymore. Not as frantic when he gets the ball, which he was at times last year. We still need him to be better rebounding than he was last year, and that's something that we've been on him and will continue to be on him about. But we feel like he's really, really grown. He worked his butt off this spring and summer, and the work has shown as we've entered into the fall.
How broadly speaking have organized practices been going, and just where do you think your guys are at right now at this point in the preseason with your first exhibition looming?
Practices have gone very well. Our guys work really hard and they play really, really hard. We've been a little bit banged up for probably about 2 weeks now, and today was our 16th practice. We've been with 10 guys. You know, Henry is hurt. He had an injury to his hand, had surgery, and he's been out. He has not practiced since we started official practice on the 22nd. And then Amdi is hurt. He had a lower body injury. Hopefully we have him back Friday. So, you know, it's been a little bit tougher with just 10 scholarship guys. And so we've had to make some adjustments. But I've been pleased with how hard we practiced, how much better we've gotten defensively. We still have to continue to work to get better offensively. But their attitudes and their willingness to try to get better every day has been unbelievable.
You talked about improving the defense when we talked to you in the summer. I mean, you mentioned that in kind of a recruiting context. Did it show up on the court just because you had guys who maybe their profile fit, you know, a defensive identity? Did it
show up now, or
it did show up as soon as those guys?
Yeah, it did. It did. You know, when you have, you know, DeMarco has been a good defender since he's been in college, and he's a really good leader as well. And when you have him that can pressure the basketball like he can do it, and then Amari, I've always felt that was his strength, was defense. Barry is a good defender, is a versatile defender, and he's a good athlete. Noy is having a chance to be at Iowa State last year. They've been one of the better defensive teams. And so he's better defensively than he was coming into college because of what he had to go through last year, even though he didn't play hardly at all. But he is very sound defensively. Those guys have a physicality about them already. Roman has to improve defensively. That's an area where he has to really, really improve in understanding the terminology and just understanding how to play defense. He's gotten better, but you can tell that he wasn't here with us this summer. But their attitudes about it have been good. The physical nature that these guys bring helps with that as well.
What can you say about two-year freshmen, Makari Moore and Kieran Bullen?
Yeah, those guys have done well. They've gotten better. You know, two guys that we got, you know, later on in the process. Makari's a physical guard, hard playing, has really improved since this summer. Had a really, really good summer. It's really helped him playing against Brandin, DeMarco, Amari, Noyes, Barry, guys that have experience in college. That's helped him, and he's helped them. He's pushed them. He has the ability to pressure the basketball, and he's learning how to run a team. And having DeMarco there really, really helps him. And Kieran's been a pleasant surprise, man. Like, he's big, he's fluid, moving. He's had to have a lot of reps because we've only had 10 guys. And he's done well. You know, he gets tired, you know, because he's, you know, we're doing 5-on-5 for an extended period of time. We don't have a sub. But in the minutes that he's in there, especially when he's fresh, he does some really, really good things.
Could he, you know, be one of the guys who sees more opportunity and more minutes with Deshaun now?
Yeah, it could be. You know, I know the initial plan was to most likely redshirt him, but I don't know if that's something we can afford to do right now. And if they change the rule and go to 5-5, you play 5 years, you have 5 years of eligibility, there's no need to redshirt anyone. So we're waiting to hear about the rule, and then we have some time before we make the final decision. We have until November 3rd about what we want to do, but he's done some really good things in practice. Again, it helped him playing against in the summer, playing against Deshaun and playing against Cam, playing against Papa. Those guys have really helped him.
Deshaun was such a priority for you. I think he might have been the first guy you got out of the portal. Certainly somebody you guys went after. Does not having him, does it change, I don't want to say like the personality of the team or the type of team you wanted to put together for this year?
It definitely changes it. I mean, he's a good player. I mean, he's a guy that started every game for a team that was a top 10 team for consistently throughout the season last year. And if you look at his numbers from an analytical perspective, he was one of the better guys in the country when he was on the floor, what his team did. And so it definitely is an adjustment that we have to make, but we have to make the adjustment. The situation is what it is, and we'll continue to monitor it. And obviously the main thing is his health and his safety and his well-being. But it is a big difference from the way the team was made up. He was a big part of it. But look, we've been down this road before, and unfortunately, 4 years ago when we put that team together, I think a lot of it was put around Hughley. And unfortunately, he got hurt. And we had to make adjustments on the fly, and guys got more opportunity to step up, and guys stepped up. And so that's where we are right now. We're excited about where we are and what's in front of us, and look forward to continuing to get better every day.
I brought Brandin down with you to Charlotte. I'm sure part of that's because he's been on the team before, but it seems like he's mature, kind of beyond his years. What kind of growth has he gone through the off season?
Well, he's always been mature, beyond his years. Coming from his unbelievable family. He's a really, really tough kid, a really, really smart kid, and is a young man that wants to be very, very good. And we want to do everything in our power to help him be really, really good. He's loyal. He played really well when he got the opportunity to play last year. He's gotten stronger, having a chance to have experience from last year to start, to have a 30-point game, to have double-figure games in the conference. And even at times when he didn't play, to learn from all those lessons. He has the ability, because of his talent, but because of everything that he's been through, to be an impactful leader. He can talk to guys about different things. He can talk to guys about, getting an opportunity and playing. If a guy is not playing as much or not playing, he can talk to him about that and share those experiences. And so, we're going to lean on him to be a really good player for us and to be a guy that hopefully can be part of the soul of the team.
As we're looking at Polo, I think you mentioned at AC Media Days that he has that physicality to him that you want out of a guard. I mean, how do you kind of describe that physicality on the court? Is it just like defensively, or is it offense? Where he's?
I think it shows up in winning. I think he's a winning player, and being around him since this summer, I think the intangible part, the intangibles that he brings to a team, I just think it helps you win. The competitiveness every day, in every drill, the talk, the communication, the accountability for himself, and then not being afraid to say something to someone, to anyone, not just the guys that you think they can take it, or the guys that you think won't snap back. He's not afraid of anything. And it shows up in whether it's a big rebound. He's always been a really good rebounder for a guard. It shows up in a steal or a defensive possession, and it may not be a steal. It may just be the communication. It shows up in, you're running an out-of-bounds play, and he's getting everyone organized, or you're running the play, and it may show up in a big shot. I mean, that's what I've seen from him. I've loved every second that he's been here because of the intangibles that he's brought to our team, to our program, and I look forward to coaching it.
What does Providence do well that you're kind of eager to see how your team handles that challenge?
Honestly, I don't know. I have not watched 1 second of Providence. I've talked to Kim. But I don't really know. I'll dive into that starting tomorrow, just to get a feel. But my concern is us making sure we're organized. You know, we look like we know what we're doing, both offensively and defensively. Obviously, we are a work in progress on both sides of the ball, but I love the spirit in which we play and the eagerness to be good and to try to get better.
Do you know what your starting five will be on Sunday?
Nope, do not.
You know, right? Don't know, or just not going to.
I don't know. I don't know. I know Cam will start. I know that. But I don't. After that, I'm not sure, which is a good thing because we've had really good competition and we have guys that have stepped up and played well.
I noticed Jamarius Burton on your website. What's he doing for you?
He's a graduate. What's the term now? Graduate manager. I think that's what you have to be able to be on the court. It's great to have him back. He's been one of the favorite guys that I've coached. Was the heart and soul of that team. Unbelievable leader. It's been cool to watch how he's poured into these guys since he's been here this summer. And he's a guy that every one of our guys should talk to, should try to be and just pick his brain. Because since I've been here and really since I've coached, I don't know if I've coached a better competitor. I've coached a few that are as good, but a better competitor than him. And he's all about the right stuff. And so it's great to have him back, and I think he's going to become a really good coach.
You also got Jay on your staff now. What has it been like working with him, but also having someone in that role?
Well, it's been great. Jay is very different from anyone on my staff, and I felt like that we needed different, not just in the position to have the position. That's something that we've never had, and I think it's something that you need now because we need to be able to concentrate, especially during the season, on coaching, and helping our guys get better. Jay has done a great job. Not a good job, he's done a great job. And we look forward to him continuing to do it. But it's just, I also felt like we needed a different personality, on our staff. Someone that's perhaps a little bit more aggressive, that the relationships are a little bit different. And just someone with experience of putting together or helping put together really good rosters, which is what he did at West Virginia. And so, hopefully he can have some success with that with us.
News broke earlier today of you guys landing Chase Foster. If you could just talk about what went into that.
I can't.
You can't.
I can't until he signs.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
anyone signs, not him. Until anyone signs. Don't get me in trouble.
Brandin, what were the things that you kind of focused in on this offseason? What was kind of the things that you wanted to really improve on?
Yeah, I think most importantly, I had to be in the best shape of my life. So, it took a lot of early morning wake-ups, going, running miles every day. I feel like if you're in better shape than everybody else and you can play longer, you can play at your best longer than everybody else. So I think that being in elite shape and focusing on the mental side of the game, watching more film, understanding that it doesn't have to be all read and react. It can just be knowing what plays the other team is running or knowing where your teammates are supposed to be in certain spots. Just getting to know the game a little better. So I think those two things I focused on more than anything else for sure.
You just mentioned knowing where your teammates are going to be in certain spots. Rosters turn over a bunch. So what's the feel like, I guess, with your new teammates? How close do you feel like you?
Sorry.
I guess what's the chemistry like already?
Oh yeah, those guys is my brothers. Like we are family at this point. The season is right around the corner, so there's no really other option at this point. Like we're as close as can be. We spend time together off the floor. And we really enjoy playing with each other. Like it's a genuine enjoyment being on the court with each other. Somebody makes a big play. We're excited for that guy. It's genuine. So yeah, we're really tight on and off the court.
What have you seen from Amari? True freshman coming in, but you were last year at a lot of minutes. But what do you see for him coming in this season?
Listen, he a dog. He's a real dog. He can really score it. Watching him play, like you really wouldn't think that he's a freshman out there. Like he looks polished, like he looks seasoned. He's making shots that a lot of freshmen can't make, or a lot of kids his age can't make. He's really good, and I think he has potential to be amazing for this program, and I think he has potential to move on to the next level.
Coach mentioned over the summer that one of his priorities in rebuilding the roster was to make the defense better. with these news guys in here, have you felt like the intensity and just battling them every day has felt a little bit more intense?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's a little harder for me to score. Like it's not easy. Like you're not going to be able to get a whole bunch of wide open shots in practice. Everybody's playing with full intensity. Everybody's playing with a chip on their shoulder, like everybody has something to prove, and which we do. But defensively, everybody wants to play defense. I think that's really important when it comes to defenders. Everybody wants to play defense. Everybody doesn't want to get scored on. At 1-on-1 and just as a 5. And it's just practices are more intense and everybody's really getting after it.
What have you like from Noyes?
Sorry.
What have you like from Noyes? Obviously, playing Iowa State.
Noyes he can really shoot. He can really shoot it, and he's not just a shooter. Like he can put it on the floor. He's physical. He can defend, rebound. Listen, Noyes is a dog. Noyes is one of them ones for sure, and he's gonna show y'all this season.
I think Coach Capel told us this was your 16th or so organized practice. Just where is this team at right now with the first exhibition just around the corner?
We ready. We ready to go, man. We've been practicing. We've been together as a group for a little while now. I know Roman came a little late, but we've been together as a group for a while now. We're ready to go out there and hoop. We're ready for live bullets, man, and we're really excited to get this going this weekend.
What have you thought of Roman so far in the time you've been with him?
Roman he's a brute. He's I don't know exactly what he was overseas, but he was top something rugby player over there, and you can tell, like, you watch him on the floor, like, oh yeah, that guy played rugby for sure. He running through you, moving people out the way to get rebounds. He's a dog, but everybody's a dog, but Roman he's one of them ones too.
Not that you guys didn't want to be physical last year, but it seems like the coaches. I mean, do you feel like this is a more physical team?
Yeah, 1,000%. I think learning from last year, we're a little more physical because there were games where we just got out. I mean, y'all seen it. Like there was games where we were getting moved out the way. People were going right by us. We wasn't boxing nobody out. So I think it was a point this year for everybody to be physical. I think Coach went and recruited that way, and he did it. He did his job well.
One of those players that Coach talked about a lot with physicality was Polo. I mean, can you also say he's a
Listen, man. Polo pick up 94 feet, talking crazy to you the whole time. Getting stops, getting layups, talking crazy whenever the ball's still in the air. Like Polo, he's a real Chicago guard. Like you can tell, and just being around him, he's a great person. He's an amazing teammate. But once he gets in between them lines, man, he's a dog. He's fierce. I love Polo game, man. I love him.
I'm sure you know Jamarius Burton for a while now. What's it like having him around the program and being able to pick his brain?
JB played on a really good Pitt team. A Pitt team that went through a lot of adversity. And a Pitt team that is kind of similar to us, and in the sense of the media saying I didn't see the rankings, but I think we're ranked like 14th or something like that. I think that's what Coach said, but they were ranked similar. His group with my brother, and he has so much knowledge. It's all ACC guard, man. He was really effective whenever he was on the court. He played under the same coach, so he knows the system. So picking his brain, he gives you great knowledge. And JB is he's a warrior, and I know he's going through some things off the court. I think he had just got injured recently, so we're thankful for him to come back to the program and spread his knowledge on us. So we're thankful to have JB with us.
What about Makari Moore? Obviously, another freshman. What can you say about him? What you've seen from him so far?
I know it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but he a dog. Like everybody's a dog, man. Makari. He's a really good point guard. He makes a lot of good reads, and he can actually put the ball in the basket too. He can really defend as well, and I think most importantly, he just plays 1,000% all the time. He really wants to be good, and he puts the work in, and on the court he does the right things, and I think he has a really bright future.
Got some scratches on your arm. They've been playing a bit physical so far.
Yeah, a little bit. The boys didn't cut their nails, but yeah, it's been good.
Roman, what is the past, 4 or 6 months been like for you? Just the process of committing to Pitt and then making your trip over here.
It's been a bit of a spiral, sort of not knowing if I was coming or not knowing I was committed to Pitt, but I guess there was some school aspects, just really getting over that hump. Really shout out my agent for sort of getting me over, and shout out Pitt for hanging with me. So it's been a bit of a spiral, but getting here and really locking into what we're doing here and building that culture has been pretty cool. So it's been good.
How did it all come together? How'd you end up here?
Lamar Patterson, I played with him in the semi-pro league back home. He came to Pitt, so he was really just telling them keep an eye out for me. I guess they see some of my film, were intrigued. They got in contact with my agent, offered me, and then I sort of connected with Gil, one of the coaches here, and we just kept chatting back and forth. I didn't really do much school, like college eligible subjects. I was more looking to go more the pro pathway, but after talking and stuff, I sort of changed my mind, and we got over that, did some extra courses outside of school. So after that was done, we got the all clear from NCAA, and then I'm here, so it's good.
What was your like awareness of North American college basketball growing up, or even in the past like 5 years?
Not much. I don't watch much basketball in general, just sort of my film, trying to get better, I guess. But yeah, I didn't really watch much college basketball. I still struggle with some of the rules, like when shooting free throws. But yeah, I didn't watch much.
On that note, just what's it been like just acclimating over here, just getting used to the practices, just the game itself, and just being here at Pitt?
Yeah, I guess basketball's basketball, but sort of the rules and just adapting to the play styles, the different speeds. These guys are all sort of similar age, my age, so more athletic, more sort of like me, I guess. So it's been hard, but I'm adapting well, and as of right now, I think I'm in a good spot. So yeah, it's been good.
Roman, we've heard a lot about you, but can you describe your game to us? How would you describe how you play?
I think just tough, gritty. Like to play fast. Just sort of put my body on the line for my team, this kind of thing, and just, I guess, not sure. Just I like to sort of create, but rebound as well. I like to do a little bit of everything, but I still got to work on a lot of stuff as well. So yeah.
Coach mentioned rugby in your background. I mean, which came first, basketball or rugby, and how did you kind of decide that basketball was what you wanted to do?
I played rugby when I was younger. My sisters always played basketball, so we had a hoop at the front. They were always cooking me, so I got sick of it one day. I said, I'm play basketball. I played both for a while, and then sort of made that decision pretty late. Went back to rugby last year, so I decided to sort of, basketball is my passion, so I decided to really take this seriously and leave rugby behind as sort of a fallback option instead of vice versa. So yeah, that's how it kind of started.
Are there parts of basketball you love more than rugby, and vice versa? Are there parts of rugby that you love more than basketball?
I guess just getting better. Like it's easier, especially being on my descent Polynesian. We're bred a bit bigger than the average human. So on the rugby field, it kind of comes naturally. But as opposed to basketball, there's more fine tuning to it. So it's more working hard, sort of just discovering how you are as a player, and trying to get better. It's more of a grind. So I guess that's what intrigues me about basketball.
What was your experience like playing with Australia this summer? And just like how you benefit from that experience?
Yeah, it's great. Those tournaments are always good. Real structured basketball, so you're always running plays. You're always doing your specific role. So it's good in the sense of building your role. Like you see with Giddy, Dyson, all the Australian players sort of have a role in the NBA. So playing in those Australian teams, they really, I guess, boost your confidence in the role that you bring to the team.
What do you think your role is going to be with this team? What's the coaching staff asking of you as far as just what they're looking to get out of you, on top of just how you talked about how you approach the game from a physical standpoint?
I think just touch on that toughness part of it again. Like they want me to play tough. They want me to be able to guard 1 through 5. So when I'm switching, be able to guard the point guard, guard the shooting guard, and then just rebound the ball and just finish at the rim. I've been working on my shooting, so I guess after I screen it, I'm popping. I'm looking to shoot more and really take my game to the next level. Because once I'm able to hit the ball down from deep at a consistent level, then I guess that opens up driving lanes where I think that's my strength. So yeah.
You obviously have that physicality and that size, but when you started practicing with this team, who impressed you with their physicality when you would go up against them?
I think Cam, he's a big body, so and he's always pushing me, always telling me come on, try harder and stuff like that. All the boys play pretty physical. I guess I'm a bit heavier on the weight sort of thing, so I'm always into them. I can move them around a bit heavier, but as what comes with that is they adapt and then they get stronger. They start guarding me the right way, finding out what my strengths are and shutting that down. So it's a collective. Like I'm doing the same with them. I find what they're good at and I try to shut that down, but they're doing the same for me. So I guess we all benefit with the bigs doing all that.
What are your impressions about Pittsburgh so far in the month or so you've been here?
Yeah, it's been pretty good actually. Like I'm a homebody. I like I don't like really going out much. But when I came here, it's a good culture around the team, and then just the city in general. It's a good place. I enjoy it. I got a sort of routine going on, just do the same things. But yeah, it's a good place to be at.
Were you ever here before you? I mean, were you here before this summer? Did you ever visit or anything?
Nah, just can't show you. So yeah, it's pretty full on, but I'm enjoying it.
Are you the kind of guy who would usually go into a situation like that blind? Like, not that it's impulsive, but I mean, just I'm just gonna go for it and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I guess I just trust my gut instinct with a lot of stuff. But yeah, coming here was one of those things, and yeah, it's worked out pretty good.
I know you mentioned Gil Brown, but like, what about like Coach Capel and some of the other coaches? How are your relationships developed with those guys?
Yeah, good. They're just every day pushing me. They don't sugarcoat things. They keep things pretty serious. I know what they expect of me, and I just at the end of the day don't want to let them down. So when I'm doing stuff and I'm messing up, they hold me accountable, which is a good thing as coaches. And then off the court, they're just genuine guys. They're looking after me, asking me how I'm settling in, that sort of thing. So it's good.
Have you gotten like recognized walking around Oakland, like Pitt students come up to you like, "Hey, are you Roman?" or something like that?
Nah, not really.
No?
One at a football game, but yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
This team seems like they have a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, I think, after last year. I know obviously much of the team has changed, but can you sense that sort of like desire to sort of right things really early on in the season, just try to get off on the right foot?
Yeah, that's definitely the sort of what's up in the air. We do play with chip on our shoulder. Like if you come down, you watch our trainings. With every play matters. So we're trying to really take that on the chin, be the underdogs. They ranked us 14 in the ACC. I don't know how many teams in the ACC, but 14 isn't where I think we should be. So I'm not gonna say too much about what we're gonna do, but you should see some sort of things when we play and through our play style and stuff.
You mentioned going to an American football game. Was that the first one that you had seen?
Yeah, in person. I sort of seen like kind of highlights and stuff, but I haven't really watched the game like fully. So watching that was pretty cool.
How did it compare to rugby?
You guys wear pads, so I guess it's good. The crowd's pretty loud as well, so it's pretty good atmosphere.